to have changed the narrative to destruction and the path that I was headed straight on. And one of the things I can say was that I had no interrupter. It was exposure. I was only exposed to the element of my community, which I only saw success with criminals, drug lords, and those who broke in houses. This is who I saw riding in the nice cars and nice Jeeps and the nice jogging suits and the gold chains.
Yo, what's crazy is I grew up in Ecorse, but I played on 6 Mile and Ryan. My grandma stayed across the street from Pastor Mo. When I grew up, the neighborhood that I played in, Pastor Mo was the big homie in. And so I'm about maybe 10 years younger than him. So as he's talking, I remember these images vividly. It was actually on the same street. My grandma stayed across the street from him. Yeah. It was crazy.
This is where it get real bad at. We had caught ourselves moving to the good part of the part where Alia's at. I came from down the street actually on Anglin where it was really bad. It was a whole different neighborhood. I had moved to the good part and the good part was horrible. So, yeah. But the first part of my life where it was like you literally cannot ride up that street without getting the car shot up. They didn't know you. Like right now in that same neighborhood, that's not, on the 10 block radius, you could throw a rock and not hit one house. Might be 5 houses on each block if that's a good number. So in that destruction, those are all drug wars, burning down houses, and drug traffic wars. That's who we saw. That's who dealt with us. That's who we didn't. I never saw. No, I could be a lawyer. We thought a lawyer was about going to court. A police officer was somebody we ran from in fear. We never was taught we could be a judge, or we never was exposed to being around one. And then the people that was in our families, because the way our people were set up, they did make it out, moved to the west side, and didn't deal with east side folk. Didn't deal with us even in our own families.
Yeah, and so just to tag in a little bit, I was exposed to more. Like, I had both sides of the coin, right? Like my father was involved in this world that he's describing, and my mom was more academic, and they were united by like their love of the people, both their histories as Black Panthers. Going to see my dad in prison, me and my sisters were treated like criminals. And I never understood why we were searched so voraciously, or why we were treated so harshly by the guards. But I did understand that they were the enemy and that we were on the opposite side. And no matter how much I wore my seatbelt the right way, I was their enemy. My people were their enemy. I remember growing up and going to do things with police officers, like community events and stuff. And the police officers, you know, trying to enculturate us to this mindset about, you know, who's like friendly, who you should watch out for. And I remember feeling like they're telling me about their handbook. This is useful information that I can take back to my family, my people who are the wanted people. This is useful information that I can use when I go visit my father about how to engage these police officers that search me as if I'm an adult. And I was thinking this in elementary school, y'all. Like, this is the mind state that's shaping us, right? Like, so I grow up, I look like a normal person. I even wear my seatbelt. I don't do anything outright that's criminal activity. But my orientation is full on like that I'm behind enemy lines at all times when I'm granted access to that world. Yeah.
And what's not talked about is the mindset behind that child that you described, the child that I described, the child that we have not talked about, that grows up in fear of what's supposed to protect them, which are police, that grows up when they see EMS, it's a fear of somebody got shot or they coming to get somebody I love. It's a fear when you have to go to court. It should be there to protect us. And because the community has been just abandoned when it comes to safety and violence again, and our kids have not been exposed to things that could lift them up. They caught into a trap and a lifestyle and a mindset, and it's that mindset that's never addressed and dealt with. It's never invested into to change the cultural mindset because they're left in a place where it's forgotten and there's no resources. You look at youth crime and those who are in poverty, the numbers are way high. School violence, schools, education system, we're outdated. There's not the proper education. So our kids are not learning at a rate that competes with world level to get the kind of lifestyle and career that can get them into a better life for their children and descendants. We are pressed down and held down, and then we want to be told to do right. You cannot keep me in the mud and tell me don't get dirty.
If there are 4 ways out of poverty, right? And I would love to get research on other ways out of poverty. But the ways that I've seen are 4 ways. There's hard, high-paid work, right? Factory jobs and whatnot. There is education that would allow you to forge your own way, such as entrepreneurship or whatever. There's the opportunity to make a social arrangement, right? Get a mentor that would help you branch out into a field or marry into wealth or something like so you can make a social arrangement. In America, what we ignore is that big 4th way is crime. And it has always been crime, right? Mm-hmm. We live in a country where a lot of our legacy money comes from bootleggers when that was outlawed. So now cannabis is legal, and there were tons of Black men particularly that lost gaps in their lives to high prison sentences around cannabis. And now businessmen, mostly white, are poised to make truckloads of money off of it. I mean, this is like the intentional, structured criminalization of Detroiters. This is structural racism. This is structural violence. There is no way else to put it.